Namaste. How are you doing? So, I'm a nerd. Not a surprise. If you watch my YouTube channel, you know I'm into politics, you know I'm into history, music, movies, etc. I'm a nerd with a lot of things. I'm especially a nerd when it comes to the comic book worlds. Even though I may not have read all the comics by hand, I did read them online. I've read comics as a kid. I've read Spider-Man, I read Thor, Superman, Batman. I'm a huge Batman fan. I really am. My favorite Batman series, next to Batman the Animated Series, is Batman Beyond. And I'm a nerd, and I'm proud of it. I'm a Star Trek fan, live long and prosper. And I'm wear it proudly, internally. I don't need to say it because people know just by what I do and what I talk about, I'm a nerd with a lot of things. So I'm a proud nerd, and I'm happy to be one. That being said, I want to talk about, to the non-nerd community, the general public, why films that are based upon nerd culture, or films that are nerd culture favorites, when they're made for the general public, and when the studios say fuck you to us, the nerd community. This is where I give praise to Disney. Disney listens to us. Disney listens to what we have to say about their comic book films. Infinity War did well because we gave them feedback when we see the trailer. Okay, this could be changed. This could be better. And whatever flaws that could have been in the movie were not there because we told them what we wanted to see. And they heard us. It's the same thing with Iron Man. It's the same thing with the Thor film. It's the same thing with a lot of their Marvel films. Disney listens to us. That's why they did so good. And that's why they got a lot of money from the nerd community when it comes to pop culture. Why the nerd community gave a shit ton of money domestically in the United States and internationally because Disney listened to us. Disney heard the fans and what the fans wanted to see. And the general public liked it because the fans helped the studios make a good movie. Whether the studio paid the fans or not, in which they didn't pay us, but our feedback based on trailers, so on and so forth, helped the studios make a good movie. That being said, that's my praise for Disney. Now, here's my nay saying to the studios that say fuck you to the fans. Especially to Paul Feig. 2 years ago, Ghostbusters 2016 came out. You probably don't remember it, or you forgot. If you forgot or don't remember, there's a reason why. Because the Ghostbusters fans, and I'm one of them, love the original movie so much that when we seen the trailer, we were like, oh my god! This is not Ghostbusters. This is not even in the same universe. This is an atrocity. So, instead of the backlash, instead of the men and women who complained about how bad the movie looked, instead of Sony saying to the fan, listening to the fans and saying, okay, we should change this because the fans said this is not accurate. But they were forced to when people internationally were like, what the fuck is this shit? And people in the UK were like, no, this is not Ghostbusters. And then they changed it to Four Friends, and we were like, okay, that's kind of okay, but still looks like shit. And instead of listening to the fans, Paul Feig and some of the cast members from the Ghostbusters film were saying that the fans were misogynistic men. Not true. A lot of the criticisms also came from women who were also fans of Ghostbusters, the original movie. So, the studio basically said fuck you to us and went with their general public remake of Ghostbusters, which is an insult to the nerd community. This is why it bombed in America. This is why it bombed in America and internationally. Because nobody, no self-respecting nerd or no self-respecting Ghostbusters fan would give money to this movie. And good. Because of that, we killed any potential sequel that spawned from this shitty reboot, this insulting reboot of the film we all love and enjoy. So, Melissa McCarthy said, oh, I don't understand why people hate women. No, we don't hate women. Most of us nerds love Alien. Who's the lead protagonist? Sigourney Weaver. Most of us nerds love that movie. We like movies with women just as much as we do men. We don't care who's the protagonist in a sci-fi film or this film or that film. We don't care who the lead is. We don't care who the gender is, what the sexuality is. It doesn't make one iota to us. But we do care about the universe our favorite movies are based in. And this is where the general public gets a nay-nay from me. General public, who is not part of nerd culture, sees a film like Thor as just a movie. But to us, the nerds, we see it as a relief that the movie's not bad. That the movie is not taken out of the Thor universe. That the movie is based in the Thor universe. That makes it Thor. That makes us appreciate it and love it because it's respecting the source material. And I'm going to say this because it's true. If you're going to do a sci-fi film or a fantasy film that takes place in space or Renaissance era, and there's a nerd fan base for it, and there's a lot of us who like a lot of this stuff, and the slightest bit of a teaser trailer or a teaser article of it is insulting to us, we will not watch the movie. We won't watch the movie. We won't even give it a chance. Because it's insulting what we love. And the general public has to know that when we watch these movies, we don't watch it like you do. We don't watch it just for entertainment. We watch it because this universe we love is being brought to life. We don't have to read the books or read the comics solely anymore to get the world that we love in our vision. We could see it on TV, at the movies, on DVD, fill in the blank, because it's brought to life. There's this atmosphere that we know and love brought to life. But when it's insulted, we feel insulted. When you insult our favorite comics, books, movies that came before, and you insult them and you rip the foundation from the rug and you say, oh, none of this stuff happened. We don't like that. We generally don't like that. It's an insult to us. And when we make movies, when we sit down at our computers, typewriters, fill in the blank, and we write our fan fiction, our fan stories, there is this mentality that goes into it. Okay, what world am I saying it in? What fantasy world am I saying this in? What are the characters? What are their superpowers? Or, if not superpowers, what are their survival skills that's uniquely based on them and them alone? Because then, when we feel comfortable enough with it, we might give a copy of this to friends, right? Or a copy of this to someone we trust, who could read our work over and say, good premise, but this could be fixed. And we could take that criticism and fix it. And make it perfect to put it out there. But when the general public looks at it and it's perfected and they love it and they don't realize what went in it, it bothers us to our core because we put so much time, effort, love, dedication, thought, meaning into our stories, into what we like, into what we're passionate about. It hurts us at our core because to you it's just entertainment, but to us it's this other world than our own. It's this other world we like to visit. So, to the studios that say fuck you to the fans, look, if you want to make a comic book movie, a space film, a horror film, whatever type of film, that's a remake of something that came before or that's going to be new, that was never in film form before but going to be brought to life, consult the fans. Because fan service and fan feedback can go a long way. I'm looking at you, Rian Johnson. You fucked up Star Wars. I can't forgive you for that. And I applaud J.J. Abrams for respecting the original Star Trek series and basing his 3 films off the original Star Trek series. And keeping the characters' personalities, likes, dislikes, personalities uniquely to those characters and not just trading them with different characters. J.J. Abrams knows fan service. Rian Johnson does not. And to the general public, everyone walks a mile in other people's shoes, that is, if someone's a decent human being. But take it in the entertainment sense. Walk a mile in our shoes. Think about something you love. Doesn't matter if it's whatever. Think about the comedy movies you love. Think about the dramas, romance films, whatever movies you love. I don't know what you like. But think of those films and someone basically taking the foundation of your story, ripping that rug, and just saying, all this stuff that came before never happened. Think about that. Think about the neglect of the advice that you give the studios by commenting on their trailers that they put on YouTube or whatever social media site. And think about how you would feel when the studio basically blames you if that movie fails, instead of blaming themselves for not listening to the fans or you. Just think about that. Walk a mile in our shoes when it comes to entertainment and pop culture. Maybe you'll learn why we didn't like the trailer and or the movie of Ghostbusters 2016. Maybe you'll understand why we liked Infinity War much better than Ghostbusters. Maybe you'll understand why Infinity War kicked Star Wars' ass. Maybe you'll figure that out once you walk a mile in our shoes when it comes to the stuff we like. Because we could walk a mile in your shoes and we perfectly understand. We like to be entertained too. But being entertained and staying true to the source material, two separate things. You can't have one movie rip the foundation from the floor and then say, "Oh, here's the reboot. Hope you like it." Anyway, that's my rant. This has been a nerd rant by me. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.